let me activate scene as well. Make sure that everything's working, please. How's that look, please? Yep. Yep. It'll have to do. No. No. It's fine. We're good. Are you alright? You don't sound alright. I'm fine. Yeah, can we not, please? Over here in a minute. Enough said. Like here, if you need to reach out and talk about it, okay? Okay. Alright. My name's Matt Nahat, and we are here with you today for some more Kingmaker in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This is session 51. We're nearly at a full year of sessions, boys. Next week will be a full year of sessions. Oh, that's insane. So, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. It looks like we have to update some of these VODs. So just let us sort that out. It's always fun when things break. Thank you for the subscription. Very much appreciate that. Is this what I think it's gonna be? No. Oh, good. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Awesome. So let me update. So we have copy this one. Grab that in there. So I'm just going to be updating these. Why don't you guys talk about where your characters are at, what you're doing, what happened last time, all of the things to get us oriented while I fix our videos, please.
Including the kitchen.
My video was on my end.
Yeah. The kitchen, definitely the kitchen. That was not a fun one.
Yeah, the basilisk jumping out of the cook. Bad for many reasons.
Well, I mean, I've heard of stone soup. That's not at all what I want. Terrafont.
And then we made our way towards I forget the name of the village that's being attacked by a terrafant.
Like Silverstep?
Yeah.
I think that's the lake it's on. Is that the actual name of the village, though?
Yeah. Well, we're just gonna call it that. It's the only note that I have right now. So I think so. Let's actually check. I think I wrote it down in the old kingdom sheet. World Silvershore. Silvershore is what it's called. That's okay.
Okay. We're at Lake Silvershore after a night of marching, ready to crush a terrafant.
We sure are.
Wait, we marched all night again. Drawer is whining.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we're like, it's 3 a.m. Like, we got here at 3 a.m., so it's still night.
Yep,
yeah.
still whining.
So with that there, yeah, 3 a.m. That's correct. It will be dark, so let me adjust that. And put some lights out as well to make this really atmospheric for us. So who all remembers what we have discovered about what's going on from last time that can talk to that?
Lamashtu?
Very little, actually.
I mean,
I know
we've been researching sites, like relic sites, ritual sites for like this cult to Lamashtu. They're the ones that are like cursing people and causing them to explode.
Yeah, and we know that they're responsible because they did it in Fenoff with the food. The archer that went with us, Ekandior, he was one of the victims. So we know it's that cult of Lamash too.
Well, and every one of the creatures, I mean, not every one of the creatures, but it looks like a majority of them have some sort of plant-like incrustation, like floral blooms. I don't know if that's just that might be my own personal ignorance of the Pathfinder system that some of these monsters are just that way, or whether that's something specific to this circumstance. I don't know as a player.
The Hydra wasn't, and the Kruth weren't. They didn't have plant-like features.
Neither one of those did, but we had like flowers growing off of the wyvern,
Yeah,
and then we had
the
plant-like
basilisk.
infestation off of basilisks too. Yeah. So I mean, there's something else in that mix too.
Definitely. But we also don't know if the Kruth or the Hydra were there previous cult activity.
Well, I mean,
They might have just naturally been there anyway.
yeah, I mean, we did a bunch of nature checks in that area. I mean, I don't think we ever specifically asked whether or not the place was enough to support the Kruth as just a regular creature that might be there.
What about that big ass Venus flytrap?
That's a natural plant, right? I mean, that's just
Well, yeah, but weren't there
scary.
bodies there that it looked like it burst out of too?
I think so, because there was like
I
the
don't
place
remember.
where it was, there was like a bunch of corruption. Like the soil was corrupted.
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't remember bodies though.
No, the
I
bodies.
remember-
That's
I
right. The
remember
bodies were at the shack. That's right. They were at the shack before we got to the plant.
There was definitely the remains of people who had been eaten by the flytrap, but I don't remember an exploded body.
Either way, even with just the two of them having the plant-like features, especially when it was, there's still something to that, I think, because the first way we heard about this rumor was people exploding into plants, and then
Plant
we've seen
monsters.
yeah, I mean, and then we've seen a couple of different monsters that then have plant-like features from this. So, I mean, if it's been more than just the two we've seen, which by rumor it seems like.
All right. Very good. Has everyone had a chance to chat about what your character's thinking and feeling? Does anyone else have anything to say before we orient to the scene that we're seeing?
Lucas was tired, but I mean, that's to be expected after marching miles at night.
Right? Yeah,
Toughen
so
Oh, I'm complaining more than Lucas is. It wasn't a hard march for me. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to bitch.
right. Cool. So, yeah. I have put in some light sources. Now, know that obviously your characters cannot see through walls. However, the light sources do represent the ambient light that does spread out of houses and around the place. Okay, so this is relatively representative. You just can't see actually into the houses, but if I put down walls, we're going to have a hard time because I'm going to have to be updating them all through the session, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So we're just gonna suspend a little bit of disbelief to help our narrative. And just as a warning, going forward with today, normally this is an 18 plus stream anyway. We say and we mean that it is adults only stream because we describe violence, we describe sometimes blood and gore, we describe adult themes, And these things, we don't go too crazy. We're not like horror oriented with this game, but sometimes some of the descriptions have been pretty out there and kind of horrific. But today I want to put in an extra warning because we're going to see more than likely slaughter of innocents by a rampaging monster, and it's not going to be nice. Okay, so while this isn't happening in full 3D with blood and gore going everywhere, the situation isn't good for this city or for this village. And so I'm just going to put a warning out there for anyone that might get a little bit squeamish or have an issue hearing about innocents getting trampled, because that's what's going to be happening more than likely. And our characters are going to have to be thinking about some of these issues that are happening as people's lives are at risk and not just their own, which makes hopefully for a more interesting narrative. So just put that out there so that you can educate yourself, and if you need to head out now, we understand and go with our blessing. Don't want to be triggering anyone or have any issues about things. And to be honest, I won't be going into massive amounts of detail, but I will be saying people get trampled. Okay? Like, this is going to happen. That being all said, and having that warning out there, and being very explicit about that, saying this stream specifically is definitely 18 plus. If you're not 18 plus, get the heck out. Thank you.
I will say, I mean, I know he's a kobold, but I wouldn't call him a monster.
Hey, let me try a little harder.
Alright. Radio.
I've
So
been called worse.
we are gonna pop up an encounter here.
Very nice. Straight away. How far am I away from this thing?
A ways on purpose.
Yeah, I am 185 feet from the front. 80 feet from the front.
Mm-hmm.
With 3 houses in the way.
Yeah.
Meh.
Houses, schnauzes. So please roll initiative, because you're going straight into this. You know that this is happening, and
Is there screaming and terror? Or
oh yeah, there definitely is. There's screaming and terror immediately as you approach the town. In fact, you see like smoke coming off the town even at night. You hear screams of people. You hear the sounds of people yelling and fighting. And I guess even though you've been like, walking for 6 hours, you probably speed up because you hear all of this.
Oh man.
Please, God, no.
We can take the weariness off Rar, because we did.
Bless you.
Yeah, we rested for a few days before the
We
research.
did. Rested for a week, I think.
Yeah, so we'll rinse all of the.
Yep, I got it. Thank you for reminding me of that, guys.
All right, so I have 3 of you. We'll do one of these.
There's an extra hero point to start with.
Twice.
I want our tank to be able to tank.
Did that sound alert play for you there, Silver? By the way, the please God no.
Please God, it didn't play for me. I know why. It probably didn't play for me because I have the tab muted. It's fine.
Blacker than the deepest night.
Yeah, I don't need to hear
and
myself
redder
talking
than the
twice. That
fires of hell
would
itself.
frustrate me very quickly.
That is coffee.
And they're done that.
And on a 2-second delay.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, so I still need a initiative from Deckard and Lindsay. I'll do one for Lindsay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Deckard Coin.
11, 12.
Deckard Coin.
1, 2, Deckard. Yep.
And about 2 dozen others.
Wow.
I'm not going to be rolling initiative for them. We are just going to narrate.
They're just running helter-skelter.
Yeah, they sure are. So,
They are.
because otherwise this is
Ant
going to
fodder.
just be painful for everybody.
Oh yeah, Matt, do you have a picture of the Terrafont that you could show to chat
I
as far as that goes?
sure do. Here's one I prepared earlier. So let's go with this. Yep.
It's got 3 horns.
Yeah, they're not quite in the normal positioning.
Yep. So that's what you see. But the one that you see has growths coming out of it. With all different like vines and flowers and spikes and thorns.
What the heck? Wait,
Wow.
this came from one of those? What the hell did this chest burst out of?
Person, I believe.
Well, I doubt there's much left of that guy.
yeah. So, okay. So,
How
with
big
that,
is this thing actually? Or can we even see it yet?
no, you can't. You can definitely hear, and it's definitely a Jurassic Park moment because you feel the earth move when it stops on the ground. That's how big it is.
Wow.
Is
Just
it making
scroll-
noises like shrieking or shrilling noises? Like
Oh,
an elephant
yeah.
would?
Oh yeah, just even more terrifying. Yes. So let's see. It says here. So it has the huge keyword, and a huge keyword has a space of 15 feet, a reach of 15 feet tall, and a reach of typically 10 feet long. This thing basically occupies the entire 15 feet. All right, so it's as big as a house, basically.
Bigger than some. Jesus.
So you can probably occasionally see the top of a trunk or maybe the top of its horns peeking out over some of the houses, and you know, at least those of you with decent vision might be able to see that. Obviously, it is dark, but some of you have dark vision for a certain reach. And there is a little bit of light coming out of some of the houses, but it's not a lot. With all of that, let's click on the button that says to go. Go.
Let's do it.
And I'm going to turn off the music
Well,
because
Terrafant's up.
it sure is.
Let's see. How many houses and or people? Which way is it going?
Mhm.
Well, two.
So
or
it's
two or
going
like three are
to-
immediately in front of it.
Yeah. we're going to have some guards that are trying to keep their distance, and as it rears to charge, we're going to do a thing. Alright, let's have a quick look at this. And this is going to be... Yeah, it's 100% a Jurassic Park moment. Okay. Alright, so you see... You don't see. Alright, let me see. What do we got here? Okay. I just want to, like, catch our line of vision. You hear some terror from afar as the Terrafant... Good name for terror going on here. Terrafant charges in, slamming into this guard with its horns, and you hear this house be basically peeled open by the charge of this thing, and you see not a fireball explosion, but a explosion of like wood and metal and tiling that catapults into the air in a spray of dust and gore from afar, and you hear the sound of that house being peeled open, and a lot of screaming. And you see, in this moment, people running, guards running. They're not. Their weapons are down. They are literally hand over head, like running for their lives.
Run for the hills!
And you see them making this trek down away from that general area and just running and screaming and more running. Okay? All of these guys are just bolting for their lives.
Hey, at least they survived.
Now, some of them
come
didn't.
on, Lucas. Your job on your first action is to run over there in the midst of them and make the rousing diplomacy check to get half of them killed to help us.
So I'm going to have that be its first round. Lucas?
That's a lovely introduction.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Oh boy. My move is 25 feet. So
Well, they're doing the smart thing, at least, and
running
trying to
away.
get the hell out of the way of this thing.
Wow. Oh boy.
Sorry to anyone that's a little bit squeamish, but we warned you. We warned you.
3, 4, 5. Okay, double moved.
Yep.
2 actions.
So as you're moving, several people like are brushing past you and they slam into you as they're trying to get away. You can still move there, but like several like different people like running past you, you know, just bang, there's a slam. And so they're like, and they're just faces are twisted in terror. And they're just screaming, and they're like, "No, the other way!" Right?
Full panic mode.
Am I allowed to swap weapons now, or do I get 3 actions or just 2?
You've got your free actions. Yeah.
Okay, I'll so I took 2 as the move, and then I'll swap my rapier for my longbow,
Okay.
and that will be so. Yeah, that's all for me for now.
Kaldor.
I am going to also move forward. Are these guards that are fleeing or citizenry?
They're guards. So
If they're guards, I will address them directly, like pointedly look at them. Stand and fight, defend your homes. Don't be cowards. Cowards die alone.
this one's a commoner. I can actually DM, would you mind helping me just put always for some of these NPCs so that we can see who's what? Just always for everyone under display. And yeah, you'll just be able to see that.
That's my attempt to get them to fight the guards.
Yeah, cool. Some of them will like pause as they see you. At this point, we're recognized. So that'll do for the moment for me, and just can keep going as we go. Yeah, some of these guards will like pause. You can see terror on their face, but some of them will stop, pull out crossbows. Will look not stable. They will look not stable, unstable, but quivering. You see liquid pouring out their pants. Anything else from your turn?
No, that's my turn. Just 2 moves in the attempt to rally them.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, no, I don't think we're rallying anybody who's managed to piss themselves at that point. Hell, that's not a good sign. Well, because I rolled initiative, I'm going to use my instantaneous rage. I'm then going to stride twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can do 35 in a single stride, so I can get to 14, which would get me to here. And that's where I see this guy's totally. I'm gonna look over my shoulder at Keldor and kind of go, "This one pissed itself. He ain't gonna be any help."
He has turned around, right? And he's facing the other way, and he's got his crossbow, and his hands are shaking like this as he holds the crossbow. It's like.
Hold on. If he turned around, and that's not what I said. If he turned to face the enemy, I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna set my hand on his hip because that's probably as far up as I can easily reach and go, "Hey, I'll keep it off you. Just don't shoot me." And then I'm going to move past him towards it.
Okay.
For my third action. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. That's a full fountain right there?
It's a well.
Okay, but is it an open hole kind of well, or does it have a construction that's like up a couple of feet around it kind of thing?
Yeah, it has a thing with a basket and everything on it, like a.
Okay, so I'm going to move to right there, so I'm in between that guard and wherever it was, and I can't make a hide check yet. Nope. I'm going to continue moving to here. That's my full move. I'm done.
Right. Lindsay. Lindsay's going to move a couple of times with her 30 feet. Once. twice. 3 times, lady. And what's hilarious about that song is it's really just about, you know, them having sex 3 times. Hilarious. And we are going to, from there, sing. Let's have a look at what we've got. Now, we've had a couple of days, so we haven't done anything in this day.
Yeah,
No
this is a fresh
comment.
day.
No comment on that song. She is going to cast Inspire Courage. So she speaks.
I hope that actually gets all the guards too, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, like it's 60 feet. It's a lot.
5, 6.
Just so that you can sort of see, that's how far it goes.
It's beautiful for that reason.
Right. So that's a fair shake. All right.
That's a good example of why Tommy took Mantle of Command in that campaign, because area of effect buffs are potent.
All right. So you'll need to drag that over yourselves, please. And that will be her turn. Thacker?
Is anyone else not seeing it in the chat?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it popped up
I
in the
don't
chat
either.
either.
Hang on. I will fix that. Give me a sec. Give me a second. We will do this again. There you go.
I was taking care of it for you.
Thank you. Cool. So yeah. Lovely. So Thickard. What are you doing?
Question the universe.
Yeah.
You get no reply like everyone else.
Right. I was just quickly seeing which guards got affected, Matt.
Ignore the people in this house.
Yeah.
Because the singing won't go through into the bar.
I ignored all houses.
Cool. Thank you.
Because I don't know enough about the structures to know if they would or wouldn't. So I got people outside. He was just out, barely out of it. But
there's some nice puns there with wood and
yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so what are we doing?
So I'm gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
Go there. Go there. I'm just gonna move up to here because that's what I can do.
Yeah. All through these actions, people are running in all directions. There's not really order to their running. They're just running. You see, well, the only order to the running is children running into their parents' arms and parents running into their partner's arms and things like this. It's the only order to the running. Okay, so what I'm going to depict here is we're going to configure this and we're going to make this brown. Let's do something like that. Going to configure that as default. And It's going to be that shape, so it's 3 by 4. Okay. And it's going to end up... What is its movement? Okay, Vra. So, you're going to be the one that witnesses this the most. As this house that you can see lifts off its foundation and starts moving towards you.
Never been hit by a house.
Right?
There's always time for something new.
First time for
Yeah.
everything.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to throw this building at you. Fuck.
I'm going to put this here. And this is going to be the house. Vrar, make me a reflex save. Not great. Not great.
Hey. It is what it is. Rolled an 8.
Okay.
Not good, Bob. Not good.
So I'm gonna do some bludgeoning damage to you now. It is going to be this amount. As if you just got hit by a Terrafant foot, but it's a house. Yeah, so you take that damage. We're going to move the Terrafant to here. And we're going to... And it will smash this wall against you. And the wall will just split apart as it hits the well and yourself. And you see emerging from it the body of this 15-foot tall, 15-foot wide and long creature. And it's going to make an attack against you now, which is going to be a horn. Which will critically hit for that many. 32. And I'll get you to make me a fortitude save, please. Which
I
you
think
failed.
I'm going to hero point that. We're not starting off with that kind of shit. Let me try that again.
This commoner's dead.
That's a little better.
That's substantially better.
Alright, so it's your choice given that this is a critical success. Okay? Given it's a critical success, I'm going to give you a choice. If you had failed, the effect would have been that you would have been pushed back by the force of both of these things catapulting into you at massive speeds. Okay? But you can decide to either stay here or be pushed back a certain direction or whatever you want that fits the narrative of this colliding with you at breakneck speed.
Vrar would like to use the fact that he is acrobatic and nimble and attempt to tumble through the fucking thing and over it or under it, whichever way might be best to end up on the other side of it.
Make a acrobatics check. Or acrobatics check.
May the force be with you, sir.
And this check was only allowed due to the critical success.
The force met him in the face. I don't know if it's with him.
I mean,
And tumble through says what?
1 second. Let me get to it.
Says attempt an acrobatics check against the reflex DC. So you do succeed, and you end up wherever on the other side you would like to be. But
Middle
still
cent-
next to
up.
it.
Up 1, please, from where I'm at there. Thank you. I was just going to switch to it, but somebody beat me to it.
So as this collides into you, and the second layer of the house, the second wall of the house gets peeled open and shatters out into and around the well, catapulting into this building and this building, splintering in all directions.
You all see Vrar go tumbling
tumble
over this.
through and around its legs and manage to get to the other side. And that is the creature's turn.
great. Okay.
Lucas.
So yeah, I got my bow out because I want to shoot it. It's 60 feet. That does not take volley into
No
account.
penalty.
But yes, before that, since we are, so my current lead is anything related to Lamashtu.
Yeah, it's the exploding plants and Lamash 2 for that. That's what this was. I mean, you can look at it and see it's one of those. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I wanted to declare that because I'm gonna use my free stratagem. That is probably not going to work, but I would like to. Should I hero point that?
No.
Okay.
I hero pointed what I did because I was afraid that I was going to take a bunch more damage and end up prone on my ass back towards you.
That's fair.
Making my next round ineffective and damaging this thing, which is basically what I'm for.
Right, so I'm gonna map.
Ooh, just because of the courageous anthem.
Thank you, my dear.
Lindsay's definitely useful.
Yes, she is.
That's 8 points of damage.
8's better than 0. Yeah, I'll map again. Haha, no. Haha, no. That's my turn.
All right. Got a critical miss there.
I do.
There you go. Enjoy. What am I gonna do?
I figured you were gonna like make me hit the guard.
No, I'm not that mean. I'm going to give you a condition called clumsy.
The string slaps him and hurts his arm.
String bite's a real thing shooting a bow if you're not careful. There's a reason why anybody who does real archery wears guards.
Kaldor?
I'm a fucking tree.
Okay.
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
see here.
still, I'm talking about normal people, not Woody here.
I'm going to sudden charge.
Mm-hmm.
Does that count as flanking, or do I need to be
up? It will say when you do it. I don't think it will.
Can he step up onto the well one step up there from that? Is he able to do that, or would that be difficult?
Yeah. I'll let him do that if he wants.
If it's safe enough to stand there, then yeah, I'll stand there.
I mean, if you get hit, you might have to like take a save or fall down there instead of off. But
okay. That's fine. Let's see here. Target.
Hi, Jenkins.
And I'll want to smack him.
Nice. Good job.
And then I'm going to try and hit him again.
Nice.
Right.
Very nice.
Get him, Brar.
I hope so. That's what I want to do. Oh,
Nice. Good damage. Nice. Guys wailing on this thing.
this thing is huge.
Yeah, it is.
And we barely injured it.
Nope.
As a critical miss. So here you go. Here's one for you too. For you, I'm dropping your rage. Enjoy.
You rotten son of... Oh, well. That's all three of mine. I'm done.
You just
I
feel
progressed
calm
onwards.
wash over you for an instant. And you shake your head and you're like, I'm not calm! But by then, you've
And
lost your rage.
Gonna look up, and on the back of whatever I just hit with the pick, I just crushed a giant piece of chamomile or something.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Nice. Lindsay is going to be moving here. Actually, no, she's not going to move there. She's instead going to cast haste on Lucas. And then she will move there. Alright, and Thekard.
I crit failed too much. I don't know that I want to do anything. Not with how you've been being tonight.
Oh, come on. It's a little bit of fun.
Not when it happens every single time I try to do anything.
You don't know. You don't know.
Oh, you don't know. You don't know. No, of course not.
The little effects. Come on. Took away some accuracy. I took away some damage.
Sorry, I had my son come in right when I went to do something. Because, you know, timing.
Oh, it's not a critical miss.
I mean, yeah, like it's not a one at least. Oof.
Close is only hand grenades and horseshoes.
Two.
Fireball.
Should have rolled a 9. At least it was under, or it was under a 10.
Yeah, I could have hit if I'd rolled 9.
Or you.
Yeah, it's not hard to hit, especially at least.
That's
No,
true.
but if you can't roll a crap, you can't hit anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pain is real.
Pain is real. Alright. Well. It can attack either Varro or Keldor. It's in a state of, like, rage, so I'm just gonna flip for it. And I'm gonna flip for every attack, okay? Unless it has an effect. So we're going to first... Why is that the way it is? 1 second. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. What does it do with this? Okay. Sure. Let's post this. Let's do that. Let's have some fun. So, it's gonna do some trampling. Yay! Let's read this out and do the thing. The monster strides up to double its speed. Okay, so just for
That's fucking 90.
90 feet. Okay, so 90 feet of striding. Can move through spaces of creatures of the listed size, trampling each creature whose space it enters. The monster can attempt to trample the same creature only once in a single use of trample. The monster deals the damage of the listed strike, but trample creatures can attempt a reflex save at the listed DC. No damage on crit, half damage on success, double damage on a critical failure. Okay, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on. 10. That's 50. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 by 5. Yeah, we're about
75.
right here. We'll end there. Everyone that it passed through needs to make me a reflex save, please.
Absolutely.
I did not see if you trampled onto me at
I
the very
sure
beginning
did.
of that.
I'm
I'm
sure
pretty sure you did. That's yeah.
I mean, wait, what? Oh no, what? Oh no, I passed. Okay. Whew. I was about to say, Jesus.
So it's going to be a foot damage. Okay, so the damage is out there. So we can go onto all of them and apply that damage. So if you fail, it's full. If you critically fail, it's double. If you succeed, it's half. Please.
Okay.
Oh, Lindsay. That's rough.
I had manually clicked a reflex save rather than the one that was on there. What is the actual DC? I can check. I'm pretty sure I could fail.
DC is trample 27. You crit failed.
Oh, I'm dumb. Like I didn't click basic reflex. I clicked the thing on my sheet, but it still says us. Oh, I did 30.
Yeah, so you take half.
Yeah, I gave 30, or I gave half.
You said it was if you crit failed, it was double.
Doubled, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Oh!
You look in the mirror, sir.
Oh! Oh!
Shit.
Dead. Dead.
Shit.
Near dead. Dead.
Just do it again so we can TPK, would you? We'll make it quick.
Yeah. Well,
Nah, we're
surprisingly,
fine.
that's 3 actions. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, it says badly injured. I mean, we only have to like do a little bit more.
Now Keldor, I believe, has a reactive strike that he can do.
Okay.
Oh, as do I if
Yeah.
it was leaving through my space like
Yeah, I was
that.
going to say you both should have attack of opportunity since it left through your space and stepped right on Lindsay's head.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, Farah hit it. It will take that damage.
Nice.
And that's the end of its turn. Ow! Lucas!
Hello.
Yeah, you might want to check behind you, bud, and turn your camera off.
No, I got. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can get struck for that.
Oh no, he like that's like he's got pajamas on. He's gone now though. Sorry. Okay, let's. Oh boy, I do not want to be this close. One. Whoa, 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 whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's do that.
Run
Target
away! Run
Yeah,
away!
damn shit. Damn straight. That should be, yep, 50. Okay, so volley should be fine.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought for volley you had to be outside of 60.
No, it's 30.
30.
30?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
That's
Clarifying.
even
I
better.
wanted to make sure.
Even better. Screw you, stratagem. Whatever. Strike, miss,
Thanks.
nap. Fuck off. That's it. It was just move, double, move, bang, bang, right?
Yeah. You've got
Okay, yep.
haste.
Oh, so I got, okay, let's do this.
You've got either a free move or a free attack. Yeah. Cool. I'm only gonna do one on each of you, okay?
Thank you.
Alright, so Keldor, your turn, buddy.
Okay. I'm going to sun charge.
Yeah. Oh. Nice. Good damage.
And then try and hit him again.
It's near death. Ooh, just missed.
Okay.
It's okay.
That's my turn.
Or is. Rar.
All right. Well, it is, I think, too far. Let me see. Yeah. I can't even sudden charge it right now from where I'm at.
Oof. So you could
So-
move and then sudden charge.
No, I can take in. I can use one of my actions to rage, which will then increase my base movement to a 35, and then I can use my last 2 actions to then sudden charge it. It's the only way I'm going to get close enough to
Do
it to
you
hit it.
have a second range?
I have 5 rages in a day at this level. I believe 5 or 6. Let me look on my character sheet.
They
1,
changed
2,
this.
3, 4. I have 5 total to use per rest at this point. I have used one of them. The only time
Like
we
70% of the character is rage.
yeah, the only time that we've ever had an encounter that came anywhere close to reaching my rage limit was when we were out doing the hunt. And the last encounter I didn't rage because I didn't have one left.
So I'm gonna be a rules Nazi. Okay. Can you read the last line of rage?
Yeah. It says you can't gain temporary hit points from using the rage again for 1 minute. It doesn't say you can't rage for 1 minute.
Yeah, it does. And you can't
Rage
rage.
rest. It says when you stop raging, you lose any remaining temporary hit points from rage, and you can't gain temporary hit points from using the rage action again for 1 minute. It does not say you cannot rage for 1 minute. The English on that is not. I don't agree with you on that.
Okay.
Not with what I'm reading within
Foundry.
Within Foundry when I bring up the rage entry on my character.
Yeah, no, good. Thank you. So what I will do is instead of looking in a place where it could be wrong, either here or elsewhere, I'm going to go directly to the book. We're just going to double check.
Same thing I've got right here. And if it's, I totally agree with you on that. Because Foundry's not always perfect.
And neither is Archives. So
yeah.
Which is where I get my cheat sheet. So remastered or so we can do that one. Sorry to be like that.
I mean, it's your game. Like, you're allowed.
No,
Yeah,
this is why we do this, to verify,
Absolutely.
to make sure we know what we're talking
Archives
about.
is the same as Foundry.
Rage lasts for a minute until you fall unconscious or until the encounter ends. You can't voluntarily. When you stop raging, you lose any remaining hit points from rage and can't gain temporary hit points from using the rage action again for 1 minute. Excellent. Let's go. Rage.
Okay, so I'm going to take the rage action, which I'm going to just click use on that right there. Apply effect. And then I'm going to, oops, I still have it on ruler. Hold on. I am going to sudden charge to here. Let's make this. Come on, hit, please.
Nice.
Yes.
Ooh.
12 points of damage.
Wow.
That's about as poor as I can roll, to be honest. Well, that's what I could do.
Yeah, Lindsay is going to cast telekinetic projectile.
Just throw anything at it.
Yes. Use one. I don't care if you telekinetic projectile one of the dead guards into it.
Yeah, really. Just
anything.
At it.
No, it's like small pebbles.
No.
Throw it at its eye.
She missed.
Lindsay, you and I should just go back to the capital and call it a day.
What we're going to do, actually, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm also going to cast True Strike. We're going to make the True Strike secondary attack. It should have been done the other way, but she wants to try and be sure. So, what we're going to do... Let's hope. No. Even with True Strike, she doesn't succeed.
Damn.
Deckard.
That is rough. Come on, roll above a 10 on the first roll.
I'm happy with a 9.
Oh no!
Fucking
0 point that.
hero,
Hero
please,
point.
hero point.
Oh.
Jesus.
That's
That's awful, man. I don't know I don't know why Foundry doesn't like you.
Oh,
It
there's.
doesn't hit.
That still
No.
misses. Oh my god. How?
I mean, I didn't hero point the first
Well-
one, but I mean, I can. I was just already had it up.
No, but it's not a multiple attack penalty, so it does hit.
Okay.
It does hit. So we will
Yeah, I already had it up.
do damage for that, please.
Oh, that's the tallow bomb. That's the 2d4 persistent fire.
Bruce.
So it doesn't take that damage till its turn.
Correct.
End of its turn.
The end of its turn, yeah.
Maybe we can kill it with reactive strikes before it does anything terrible. If it tramples again.
It's breathing. It's doing something terrible again. Oh, sorry.
Is there anything else for Thickard? Because we
Yeah, so that'd be one action.
one action.
Now that that's done, waste of a hero point, but I will make I'll make a double elixir for Lindsay and
Yeah.
have Hordem give that to her.
Yeah.
And then that would take the action. Never mind. I will make it and hold it out for her.
For her, yeah.
And then use my third action to heal her with treat wounds, battle medicine. Because she needs to heal quickly.
Yeah, she's not in good shape.
I mean, she got stomped on.
Why is it not? Oh, that's why. It was messing up. Give me just a second. I had to
you're
adjust.
okay. Oh, we're all good. Ooh, that sounded like a lot of dice.
She gets 37.
Wow.
And I'm offering her a double brew potion as well, if she wants it.
That's
if not,
amazing.
anyone else can take it.
Yeah.
So whoever takes it from me gets it.
Okay. Well, it's the Terrafant's turn. It's near death. It's going to let out a psychokinetic trumpet. So
Dude,
that's a
you are
30-foot
wrong.
cone.
Oh my god.
So guess where it's going? It's going this way. So Vra, Keldor, Lindsay, Thickard, and the dead guy.
How can it hit both me and Vrar without hitting itself?
Okay. Let me have a look at this.
It can blast through walls too, apparently.
Oh yeah. There was a thing here for shifting that, but I don't remember what it was. Let's look up Karn here real quick. From first square of a cone must share an edge with your space, or it must touch a corner of your space.
Yeah, you have to either aim diagonally or orthogonally.
So it's gonna aim that way. So that's who it's gonna get. So I need a will save from those people. I will do the one for Lindsay. Oh
Is it by
my.
any chance an interact?
Let me check. Thank you. Let me check. It's a good point because you.
If it's an interact, we both get to swing on it before it goes off. Well, or maybe it's not if it
No.
goes off, it's as it goes off.
No, it's not an interact. Sorry.
Just an attack action.
It's not an attack action. It's just a trumpeting. It's just a trumpet. It's just noise.
It's the
Yeah.
equivalent of its free action for making noise. Jesus.
Well, it's 2 actions. It's using 2 actions.
Yeah. It's no. It's a 2-action ability. It's just
Yeah, it's a special ability.
Uh-oh. Okay, so here's the damage, and obviously it's doubled if you critically fail.
It's gonna be huge, isn't it?
Oh, I critically failed.
It's this one.
Okay, so there's double damage for that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm also pushed 15 feet, 30 feet on a critical failure, and if a pushed creature strikes a solid barrier, it takes 3d6 bludgeoning damage and stops. So I'm going to slam into this
So
wall
that
right
wall.
here and take 3d6 more.
Yeah, so what's going to happen to you is you're going to go to dying 3 now.
Yep. Because I guess just got knocked to dying from the psychokinetic, and then I hit the wall and take 1, 2, 3d6.
No, so how it works is you critically failed, so you go to dying 2 immediately.
Yeah.
And then
hit the
you
wall,
take any amount of damage.
Yeah.
Being 1 more.
Well, the critical failure was for the saving throw for the ability.
Right.
There's no additional save in the middle there, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so there's only that one's for
let me read it again. He's also pushed.
I didn't think there was. I was just making sure.
That's correct. Yeah. Okay. So I need Lindsay to take damage, and she critically failed.
So if you're downed due to a critical failure on a save or a critical hit from an enemy, it does dying 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, that's how it used to be. Let me double check it.
Brutal. Brutal.
Let me just double check.
No, all good.
What'd I miss?
Many damage.
I'm at dying 3.
Wow. Unconscious body slamming into the side of the building.
Okay.
410, 412.
Here.
Gain the dying condition. If the effect that knocked you out was a critical success from the attacker or the result of your critical failure, you gain the dying 2 condition instead.
Yep.
If you have the wounded condition, increase your dying value by an amount equal to your wounded
value.
value.
You are so lucky because you could have just been dead here if you hadn't have rested. Just straight dead.
Wow. This is why rest is important, kids.
Lindsay is on dying 3 as well. She took that damage as well. Ow, Jesus. That's not all of its actions. That's 2 actions. Can Horda make that save, please? If he can take a... What is that damage?
Psychic damage on the 1. And then bludgeoning if he has to...
Yeah, if he's not immune to psychic damage, you'll need to make that roll.
I think is what it was. Mental damage.
Mental damage. Yeah, he probably is immune to it, but I'll get you to check that for me. And the creature will make a horn attack against Kaldor as its last action. Of course, we hit, but we don't crit, so there you go. It's not a crit. Oh, Jesus. Is that what I think it is, that one?
Sorry, what?
Oh, something rolled a 1. Don't know what it was. I saw a 1.
I have not rolled anything. I
There
didn't
was-
see anything roll.
The damage rolled had 2 1s and a 2.
Ah.
So you did
Excuse
see
me.
a 1.
Okay.
In fact, you saw 2 of them.
Cool. Then that's its turn. I don't know why it keeps on moving. Stop that, please. Don't be a dick. Stop it. And let me... hang on. Something's going on here. I need it to take that damage. Jesus, I might have to reload.
Foundry just decided to throw up at you, huh?
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly reload. And then we'll do the persistent damage to it. Or you can apply the persistent damage to it if you like. I trust you, and I'll see it anyway. 6.
Wait, Lindsay's dead?
No. It reads as dead because she's an NPC, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, she should only be unconscious. It's just
Wait, you
yeah.
can kill him, Lucas, and I can lay on hands on those two.
She is dying 3, which is bad. But alright, so we do damage, and we roll recovery, and it fails. Critically fails. So, Lucas,
Critically fails, does it take the damage again?
no.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
it hit a wooded patch on it that's kindling like. Come on.
If you like, you can do a fate, like not a fate turn, a at a 1,000 point like thing. What is it? You can either
Critical
draw a
failure?
card.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's fine. I got it. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you. Get that Terrafant.
All right, we'll draw a card. Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Nice. We haven't drawn a card for a while.
We have not because I decided not to be an asshole about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because somebody spoke up and I decided to take that feedback.
It's
oh,
cool.
this time it got requested though, so
It's cool when it's not like every single session or multiple times during a session.
Sure.
Hey, I've seen multiple times during a session we've done things simply to survive, however, and I get that too.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to penalize that if it's like just survive. Okay, so it is going to be... I'm going to make it a spell thing. All right. Yeah, sure. So the fire is going to dislodge some of the still remaining timber that is attached to the creature, which will stab down into it and cause 10 points of damage and kill it.
Oh, thank God. Even if that God happens to be random chance at the moment.
So
we
on my
end the
turn?
encounter? Yeah. It's
I am Doctor's Visitation to Lindsay and shoving a potion down Vrar's mouth.
Yeah.
Are we skipping a because I have lay on hands as well.
Yeah,
I already had
so
the potion ready to go.
well, you're out of initiative, so you can do whatever it is you want to do before. So the thing would be, so it goes Lucas Caldor. So Caldor, your thing would happen first because you act first.
Yeah.
Lucas is too far away. Caldor sees that Thicket has a potion ready as well, so he has it ready if you want to interact with that. Or we do yours first because you're technically...
Any of the guards not just die?
No, all of them just died, the ones that were in the...
Okay.
So we had 1, 2, 3
Three of them turned into
guards
bait.
die, and we had 2 commoners die. 1, 2.
That's actually not really that bad.
I mean, think about what would have happened if you hadn't have come.
Yeah, they'd all be dead.
Like, if you saw the attacks that I was making from the guards onto it, they had
They
to
were
critically
screwed.
succeed to actually hit it. Pretty
Who are you
much.
doing that to?
1 to each.
1 to each.
Okay. If I saw that, then I would drink my potion as I head over to
Yeah,
patch everyone up.
sure.
It's
So I
just
will
going to
do
stop them
that.
from being dying, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's... You don't say just on that sentence. You say, I am going to be responsible for stopping you dying. That's amazing.
That is a big deal.
There is no
You
just
can do
here.
all the bandaging, and while he's doing all the bandaging, I will meditate and try and refocus.
Frar's, when he gets
Actually,
the
I won't. Actually, there's probably a bunch of chaos, and I'm going to help and try and put out fires and whatnot.
Brar, when he gets the lay on hands, is going to sit bolt upright and go, I don't want to be toe jam. No. Wait, where am I?
You see Kildor there healing you, and then Deckard will come right over and be like, still, let me heal your wounds.
Toe jam.
And I imagine over here somewhere there is destruction and fire, and I'm going to see if I can help to make sure that we can.
Yeah, you can go over there and spend some time to sort some stuff out.
Either fighting fire or helping rescue people from rubble.
Yeah. Brilliant.
If there's none of that to be done, calming people down.
Yeah, no, there's definitely people to rescue and things like this.
That one's for me as
I
well.
won't be doing a lot of the calming.
Yeah, the
down.
29.
I'll leave that to Lindsay.
Yeah.
I kind of tend to rile people up more and calm them down.
Well, this was a different encounter. Good job, guys.
And there's some for Lindsay.
You minimized the damage pretty well. Saw what this thing could do.
And I think even if we'd both hit on that attack of opportunity, I don't think we would have prevented that trample from happening.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't have enough damage unless one of us had crit. Unless
Yeah.
we'd somehow managed to crit on that, there was no way that
And
would have.
really, I should have allowed you to roll before I started it, but I've got too many things in my head going on. So, but we honored the roll, so that's all good. Well done.
That thing was brutal.
We want to thank Cosmic Stew from Patreon for the use of this map. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'd like to point out, who the artists are on these things, because that's important.
Thank you, Cosmic Stew.
Cosmic
Yeah.
Stew. Yeah, appreciate you. And yeah, we we can finish up. Now, obviously, this lake is a little bit different orientation than what it was here, but it doesn't matter. We had a good representation of something, so we used it. It was a good map for that. We had a few buildings destroyed. So this one and a couple off screen. And obviously you could have gone and rescued some people and helped clean up. And let's call that overall, all of that extra work takes you an hour. It's not fully done, but you know, it's off and out and sorted enough for the night. So it's 4 a.m. What do you want to do?
Sleep.
Probably get some rest. I want to take 20 minutes to refocus and then get some rest.
Cool. All right.
Oh, I would love to be able to get some rest. I am, however, still massively injured. Even with what Deckard and what you did to me as far as that goes,
We can
I'm
take
still
time
more
then.
than half
I
down.
mean, it would stay up for another hour or so and make sure
If we're taking 10 minutes, I can heal you up.
An hour.
If we're taking 10 minutes, I can heal you up quite a bit.
All right.
All I'm saying is that part of the reason why the way that this system works the way that it does intends that we heal ourselves to as much as possible before we end up doing the kind of rest it is, because the rest is not the same for how much it gets back.
No, rest gets you back very little.
Yeah. I mean, very little in comparison to any of the other games that I've ever played like this, which is why I was just mentioning it again.
Yeah, so you can treat wounds on Bra and whoever else you want to. We're taking some time, so... Wow. Well, that was an interesting encounter. Now, I do want to chat with us as well, because as much as that was an interesting encounter, I'm not super keen on generating a bunch of these with research and stuff. I don't know whether we want to do things a different way or whatever, but I'm gonna be asking for some feedback in relation to how we want to do this section. Because I'm not in love with it, and
You don't like the research?
the research is fine. There's a few issues with the research. One is not all of the characters are necessarily going to have stuff to do for that. So there's going to be some days where, I mean, they still can do downtime and stuff, but it might feel a little bit, I don't know, you kind of feel a little bit useless or whatever else. In addition, mostly what I don't like with this one is that every day that we finish, having done investigation, I have to roll for one of these random encounters, and I have to generate everything to do with that random encounter. I have to generate the monster, I have to generate the map, I have to make the situation, it has to be in a settlement, and
What?
we've kind of told a story of what this is like here. This has been good to do this once.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Are you talking to us, DM?
This is a drawn out section that I agree with you that it doesn't sound to me like that there's very much to gain from drawing it out, other than this might be a place where we're supposed to farm up experience by killing these things as we level this other stuff. But I don't know what level range we're supposed to be in within it. You've already said before we were above that for certain things and below it still for others. So
Yeah, so let me have a quick look and answer a part of that.
And I'm never about just going out and finding something to kill to level. I want encounters that drive story.
Yeah,
You
and this
build
was good.
characters
Doing
that-
this one was good.
Yeah, which this did. But doing 3 more of these of places in terror and people dying in horror, it loses effect after more than 1 or 2, and then becomes tedious and more work than should be put on you for whatever else you got going on too. For what you're doing with this.
Yeah. All right. So looking at this. Okay. Not all of these chapters have very clear signposts as to what you should be. So this is still at this right now, and what comes after it is moderate 7, which means that we should be level 7. The next chapter says... hang on. Moderate 8. Okay. So we're okay as far as level by the looks. Obviously, extra levels is fine. We're not super worried. And to be honest, the signposting for what you should be this is like a lot of this is open because it's how much you do and what you know. A lot of it is open. So what I want to pitch to you is there's still stuff here. We've got some leads. Let's go over to the Stolen Lands overview and let's have a discussion about it. And let's just be like open and honest and like pitch ideas and things like this, okay? So, right now...
I did want to do one thing before we stepped out of there real quick. It was just a simple check, and you can deal with it later if you want to. I just wanted to make an herbalism check on the actual plants on that creature to see if I could learn anything from that.
All right. Absolutely can do that.
See how terribly I do with this.
Ooh.
Oh, never
Not
mind.
terribly at all. I will address that in a minute. Alright, so we have exhausted all of the Hunter's Lodge for investigation purposes or research purposes. We still have the hunting grounds as a place to go, and just so that you guys are aware, you can get up to 10 research points at the hunting grounds. Your characters don't know that, but I'm just telling you. So it was 5 for the Hunter's Lodge, it's 10, and we haven't done any... let me just double check that. Let's look at our...
Yeah, I think we only did the Hunter's Lodge.
Yeah, hunting grounds is 0 at the moment, so we have up to 10 that we can gain over there. You also don't know which skills are required over there just yet, because you haven't gone and checked. In addition, you could go to a library. You know that you could do that.
Split the party.
I mean, the nearest library is in Rostov.
So I said split the party.
Orba boy.
Hunting grounds 10. We've got attack sites. So this here, Lake Silverstep, which we've just been in, is an attack site. So you could potentially gain up to 5 RP from an attack site. There are also cult events that I can trigger at different points that happen as events, and I can and then we can gain RP from we can gain research points from those. They're the main sources. Hunter's Lodge we've done. Hunting Grounds we still to do. Attack sites, cult sites, libraries. And then we also have a lead, which is... Why is that not... Why didn't we have this highlighted before? I'll highlight it again.
Yeah, we did.
There's a lead that we have over there. There it is, yeah. So, yeah. So we have that as well. Let me also mark this because we want to be consistent. Oops. Not that one. I want to do an X. So the X depicts things that we can research, and the circles depict places that we can go and maybe have extra stuff there. Okay. All right. So, given what you can see, any suggestions about what we'd like to do, how we would like to accomplish this? Happy to have a discussion around this. What I don't want, and I'll communicate this as me, I don't want to be doing it as exactly it is written, but a modified as it's written, or a directed as it's written, or selecting things so that I don't have to generate so much and things, and it can be a little bit more... Yeah. Directed is probably what I would prefer. Over to you guys. What do you think?
I mean, I'm like we're here. I mean, might as well do the research we can do here.
Yeah. Sounds
I
fine
mean,
to me.
that's practical as well too. For the overall picture, I'll work on our way back. Just work our way back towards where we can, what we know we can stop and research, do those. Matt, I don't think anybody in the group has any issues with you wanting to make adjustments to what would become a probably overly combat heavy, kind of tedious section that goes along with that. So, if you feel that there are specific encounters that you want to use to progress the story for this, pick them and use them. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't feel any problems with you doing that. If you want to choose to do a few of them, and we'll do the research and then move on. If you don't want to do any more of them and we just figure out what the research is and progress that, what I'm seeing is I like the whole concept for Kingmaker, but it seems like it tends to put a very lot of what I would expect to be at least somewhat prepared off immediately onto the game master.
I think
And
it's more of a round the table game, because it feels like, if you've got maps already made, that are just generic, or books that you can pull out that have got maps in them, or you've got like a just a dry erase mat, right? And you can just draw a couple of things on it. It's a little bit easier. With being online, we've got the problem where I either have to just get onto Paint and show you like an approximation of a map, and we use theater of the mind, or I give you a better experience and find maps and put them onto Foundry, which takes time to find and takes time to put them here and takes time to populate
effort,
them.
energy. Yeah.
Which is fine, but I feel like, if we got extremely unlucky and every 2 or 3 in-game days we have to do another one, and maybe that's not going to happen, but maybe we just do. Maybe we just try, and if it happens, I do a directed thing at one of the other types of events instead of, that could be a solution.
That sounds like a better idea than just look. I'm all for random encounters occasionally.
Right.
And I mean occasionally. They should not ever be tied to something that you have to do that, oh, look, if the group repeatedly fails this, they might be stuck here doing these encounters for 30 hours of gameplay. Who wants to spend 30 hours of their role playing time doing nothing but just straight combat? I know there's some people out there like that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, and I'm certainly not.
We're not doing a tabletop war game.
Right. So we've got. I think that's a good place to go from. So the decision is going to be, we're going to do some research. We'll tick off some days, doing some research in this location and in the hunting grounds. If an event gets triggered, instead of doing an encounter, I will do one of the other types of events, which is going to have its own issues. Okay? But it means that we're seeing what else is available rather than just doing the same thing multiple times. All right? And then I'm going to follow you wherever you decide to go and however you decide to approach it. Okay? Because it is meant to be you are in the driver's seat, not me. And I'm, I follow you. Okay? So that's what it's going to be. And this was a really good encounter to have. I'm actually glad that that it was in the town. I'm glad that it was the Terrafant in some ways, and that we got to see, I don't know, a different village, maybe that we're not quite as connected to, but still see how much these creatures are making things difficult. And what I'm going to do now, as we're planning and talking and researching, is the village is going to come to the party with everyone else, including the Embeth Travelers, and they are going to assist in finishing this road like that.
That'll make things travel faster.
Okay.
That will help a lot, actually.
And so I'm going to now go through and start putting the road down. And before I do that, I'm going to address this area, Lake Silverstep, as a attack site and let you know what you can roll for your research checks here. And while I'm doing the roads, you can do your research checks, and then we'll go from there, okay? Perfect. Thank you, guys. So, attack sites. Research checks in attack sites are medicine, nature, survival, and perception. You could suggest something else that might make sense, and I might accept it. It'll be at a higher DC than anything else, but you can. But I want to keep it mostly to what it suggests: medicine, nature, survival, and perception. If you don't want to do any of those and you want to do downtime in the day, or you want to do something else in the day, I'm open to other suggestions. I'm not just locking you to only researching. Go ahead.
two researchers, you guys got to kind of take the lead here.
All right. What were those
Then-
skill list again? I'm trying to.
Perception, medicine,
Nature and survival.
nature, and survival. Yeah. Sorry. And of those, the only one of them that I'm even reasonably good at is, I mean, perception is what I'm best at for that.
Did Matt tell us the DC or not?
Nope.
Okay. No, I'm just going to try to help calculate. It pass fails for you if you did.
They're all
You're
different.
Oh, and Matt, I know you said you would address this when we got to it, and things got distracted. I did have that crit herbalism, if that matters.
Yeah. Well, you did that here. I'm going to count that towards our research points for this if you are okay with that.
I will absolutely use that 30 check in place of whatever other terrible thing I'll probably roll.
Yeah.
Unless
that's
you
what I
want
figured.
me to have that one and a roll just in case I succeed on the second. That's up to you, though.
Well, I think we'll just count it and say that that was your day, okay?
Perfect. Sounds good.
Like, I'm trying to honor the RP and the rolls. Okay, great. So we now have a road connecting Silver Shore to Fenoff, the capital. And the people of Silver Shore will actually say to you as well that they're going to start making a road from here to join the one to Varnhold. Okay? But that's going to take a while. So, but they have said that that's going to be part of their process because they don't want to be in a position where they're without defenses, and Varnhold's more established than we are pretty much at the moment. So, or about as equal maybe. So we've got 2 points.
Do I need to make a check if I need to, or no?
Hang on a minute.
Sorry.
So if you want to spend a day researching, then you roll one of the skill checks as described: medicine, nature, survival, or perception, and that will count towards your research points. If you don't want to make a research day, you decide how you want to spend that day, and then we maybe make a roll for that depending on what it is you want to do. Like, for instance, if you wanted to do downtime, then we make a roll for downtime.
That's fine. I'll take the 24 perception.
Cool. So Keldor did a perception check of 34. Keldor, with an attack site, that is a regular success. So you get a research point for that. So we're up to 3 after Varaz's critical success of herbalism. Crafting check of 19 is for medicine is a failure, but not a critical failure. And Lucas's perception check of 24 is also a failure, but not a critical failure, meaning that we have 3. That's not the right place. It is attack site 1, Silver Shore, 3 RP. And the day is done, and I roll a d20. Okay, so we don't trigger an event. All right. So we've done 3. You, as characters, don't know what the maximum is, but you know that you can still research here at this site on the next day. Let me also tick the day away because you've spent a day here. So it is now the 18th. Oh, and we have a thunderstorm today. Fun. All right, let's see what that does. Thunderstorm. Here's other things that can happen on your day. So, the day after this tragedy befalls Silvershore, a thunderstorm comes to the land. Dark clouds announce their arrival, distant peals of thunder and flashes of lightning. I need us to prepare using this check.
Missing statistic survival on selected actors.
I mean, it should just be a clickable thing
Mhm.
with yourself selected.
We can't select ourselves on this map.
Okay, let me take us to Silvershore again, then, because that's where we are currently. So, Silverstep.
Could just probably add tokens off the edge of the map too that we could use on that screen.
And we're going to change this map as well to be lighting 0. Because it's daytime.
I feel like I should hear a point that. Oh, God.
So this is what Silverstep actually looks like during the day. And we're going to also go to the drawing tab.
Yeah, that's better.
And we're going to get rid of that because you cleared rubble. And we're going to get rid of... We're going to bury some people. And either burn or bury the monster. How are you wanting to dispose of it? Burn?
Burn.
Burn.
Okay.
After I, like I said, looked over it for the herbalism for the research.
Okay, so survival checks, we have a success for Kaldor. We have a failure for Vara. We have a success for Lucas. And a failure. For Deckard. Functions as a heavy downpour with the added danger of being struck by lightning. If you prepare for a thunderstorm, you can avoid lightning strikes and still travel. PC who travels without taking this activity or doesn't shelter must attempt a flat check each hour. So, just out of interest, okay, we're gonna put ourselves in a different dimension here for a moment. We're gonna imagine that there's no chance to prepare, and we're gonna imagine that there's not shelter and that you have to travel. Okay? And we're gonna make, let's say that this is gonna be for 4 hours to get to shelter. So I want everyone just to see. Make me 4 of those flat checks. Because I want to see how brutal this is. And this isn't happening. We're just devil's advocating. And if anyone rolls below 6, Lucas did. And Kaldor did. I think that's it. And what would happen is both of you would make this check at that point, which is fine. And you would take this amount of lightning damage.
Where's the flat check? I'm trying to click it.
Yeah, we've done a lot of rolls. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I just wanted to see, what the situation is, and it's pretty brutal. Like, that was 4 hours just from the thing, but that's okay. You don't need to take the damage. We were positing what might happen in this thing, but you are inside for the purposes. You've prepared for the purposes, so we don't have to do it. I just wanted to see if it was a different dimension, if things were a different situation, how bad this would be. So there's some foretelling for what might happen down the track if we're caught out in the open in a thunderstorm. Obviously, the people that are depicted outside will not be outside, and you guys have prepared, so you are okay. And whenever looks like there might be lightning, you can pop inside and continue with your research. Okay? All right. So, given all of that, it is a thunderstorm all day. I'm going to give us a negative on our checks, but it's going to just be... It's going to be a -1. We'll say it's a -1. Every point matters. Due to the thunderstorm and having to go back and forward if you want to research today. And if you do, make your checks now. If you don't, we can talk about what you'd like to do instead.
Probably heal up from the thunderstorm yesterday.
You didn't need. So we didn't take damage. I was just.
He wanted to see how that system worked and tried it.
Correct.
That was an experiment more than anything else, Mako. He wanted to see how likely it was somebody would get struck by lightning if they didn't have a time to prepare.
Correct.
The answer was one of us did.
Yeah, there was a couple of failures within 4 hours, which means that over the course of a full day, if you had to travel in a thunderstorm, it would not be pretty. So that's good to know.
So I think that system might be a bit brutal.
Right.
Just a bit.
I just wanted to say.
I think we've said this repeatedly about how Pathfinder is tuned.
Well, the weather system is
maybe Kingmaker specific, or
potentially. I haven't looked too much into it. I don't remember seeing thunderstorms other than in description in Pathfinder, but I haven't read thoroughly the GM core yet. I've skimmed it and all of that, but it's not been thoroughly read.
Over the full course of yesterday, would I have been able to get at least one more heal from somebody so that I can get rid of my wounded condition?
You can all be at full health now. You've taken a few days of...
Yeah. We could have easily done
that's why I was just saying. I just wasn't going to remove it without speaking to it.
Because we technically also got a long rest during that, too.
Yeah. You can rest up.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Additions are done. So did we establish whether Autumn was able to take mental damage, or did you say that he's immune to it?
He's got the construct trait. I don't know if we ever did figure that.
Alright, so we've had a couple of checks. We've had Thekard with a crafting check for medicine. And that is a success. So I'll mark that off. We are now at 4 RP after that. And at the moment, I think that's the only research check that we've done so far. So everyone else is able to do one if they wish. Again, this is medicine, nature, survival, or perception. Perception is a fail. Perception is a success. I'll mark that off. And a attack site has a maximum of 5, which means that we're at 10 research points in total. And we uncover our next piece of evidence and information, guys. This is what it says. The source of the affliction seems to be a sinister curse associated with conjuration magic. The victims do not transform into these monsters. It's more like their bodies are transformed into some sort of portal through which the creature is created. It seems that any living creature may be subject to this curse, but the method of its spread is unknown at this time. Rumors about a cult being responsible are now widespread. This cult is said to be based primarily in the wilderness, and it's trying to return the stolen lands to the rule of monsters.
Well, it is not available.
That kind of runs directly opposite for what we're doing. I don't think there's any coexistence with that. I mean, we've been trying to do that pretty well for a lot of places, but I don't know how you live with that.
Flatten them.
Oh, no. I mean, I know how we live with that. I just don't know how they manage to live with that.
All right, so there it is. So we now know that colorful, strange vegetation, things burst out from the vegetation or from unfortunate victims. It's always a single, ill-tempered, powerful monster. The monsters don't seem to be driven to violence out of instinctual need to eat, but instead out of a more sinister urge to cause pain, which you have discovered affects even placid creatures normally. So this Terrafaunt that you fought is normally very placid. But this curse affected it to the point where it went on a murderous rampage. You know that a cult is responsible. You know that the curse is associated with a conjuration magic. That instead of people transforming into monsters, it's instead transforming into like portals from where the creatures are coming.
Human portals, ew.
And
Yeah.
The end result is still the same. This creature is bursting from within them. Is there any kind of magic that we could set up that would like it prevents that kind of portal from opening or travel of that kind?
That's an excellent segue. I'd like to go to the library.
Where?
So you said the two libraries that would make the most sense or would be the best, if I'm not mistaken.
Rostov or
Rostov or
Patax?
Patax, and Patax is so fucking far away. I do not want to go there. So Rostov it is.
So you would like to head there. That is a good suggestion. What does everyone else think?
How far is Rostov from where we're at again?
That's another good question.
Let's have a look.
2 days probably.
We'll activate this one real quick. So we are here, and Rostov is up there. If we went by wilderness, it's going to take at least 2 days to get to the road, at least. And then from there, probably 2 days to get to Rostov because it's quicker by road.
Okay. I mean, that looks like the quickest way, regardless.
Yes.
'Cause, like,
it would
you
be
know,
straight up through the wilderness. Otherwise, it's going to be...
a week around.
Yeah, if you go all the way around, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to go straight up.
Well, that's what Lucas is suggesting or saying that he would like. You all have
You
a
could
say.
travel the barn Holden up through there.
I mean, I'll
too.
go with whatever the party wants to do.
Yeah, we like that's what I'm potentially suggesting. We could go to Varnhold, check in with them, make sure they're okay.
Yep, sounds good.
Anyone with?
I don't have any objections to going to the library other than I'm going to be as useful there as I was here, meaning occasionally when I get lucky.
Man.
I mean,
Bro, I need you to go find me a book that's labeled on beasts and birds.
I mean, like, there's a tavern in Rostov. You can go to the tavern. You don't have to go to the library.
No, he's saying to actually help with the research.
Sure.
There's
but,
not
like,
much he could do.
But, like, is there not anything he can do in
He can
Rostov?
do other things, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Roar's just gonna look right up at you and go, I don't want to be Toe Jam. And if this can summon things like that,
Yeah.
anybody who's not as capable as us is gonna end up Toe Jam or
Yeah,
its equivalent, stomped on by these things. So
Lancey certainly
if-
knows what
if-
Toe Jam feels like.
so did I. If going to the library gets us what we need to actually hunt down this cult of Lamash to and
Mhm.
turn them into paste so that this is done and over with,
Mhm.
because I don't see any, like I said, I don't see any negotiating or coexistence with this. They just want to turn everybody into monsters and have that be all run amok here.
Yeah.
We go to the library then. Unless somebody else has a different suggestion we absolutely need to do, I don't think there is one. Or we just head off to the next research point and continuing trying to learn from it ourselves.
Yeah.
It's 4 days up. What happens? We spend 4 days up, go there, we just learn some basic things about it, and then have to go all the way back and still do the research there.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear anything basic in here. I think we're going to learn a boatload in the library. Especially the Rostov library. Maybe if we were only at like a Varnhold library or some basic one, but the Rostov library is supposed to be really good. So yeah. Okay, I was gonna say remove that cross thing.
Yep.
Already done. Yeah, let's up.
So I will offer you potentially other considerations. I don't dislike this, and I'm not fighting you. This is just me opening options. Okay. So we do still have research to do potentially at the hunting grounds. We do still have solid information that something bad is going down in Green Gripe that is related, or at least that like it's pointing in this. You don't know it's called Green Gripe, but it's pointing in this direction to some sort of settlement or an encampment or something that's going on down here. And Lindsay keeps on saying, I know you want to do stuff, but we could really do we could do this." And so we have all of these options. Again, this is not me trying to derail your ideas. This is me offering potential considerations, and now you get to make a decision.
That doesn't change my mind. I still want to go to Rostov, but I'll listen to other people.
Let me metagame here, Matt. Where does Theckard want to do research?
In a library.
No.
In the
No,
field.
there's a particular thing here. Matt, where does Theckard want to do research?
I don't hella know. I don't know what you're talking about. You tell me. Am I meant to know?
I'm giving you a choice, sir. I'm letting you pick something for a reason for you. Because we often go the wrong way.
There is no wrong way. There's just, you know.
Okay.
If Roar has his say and choice, he's going to be like, I'm going to be useless up there at that. I just wish I had something that could make me a lot more undetectable, and I'd go swimming south to just go put an eyeball on what's there while you guys are going to the damn thing. But I really don't want to die that way by myself.
All right. So what
And I know how to be sneaky, but gotta stay by the water.
What I can do real quick.
There's crew
potion that allows you to be concealed for 3 rounds.
I'm gonna go back here. So let's see if we can direct this then. I like your metagame suggestion, and I'm gonna ask some questions around you, around your character, to see if I can use inspiration from your history that you have created to answer that question based on what I understand in the adventure. Okay? So we know that Theckard has trained as an alchemist. When he trained as an alchemist, was this done with oversight, or was it completely in the field?
Books.
Books
and practical application.
Books plus
you probably got like some basic education.
Yeah.
On stuff, and then most of it has been just finding books, tomes, scrolls, scratchings.
Okay.
And experimentation.
Yep. And does he have family or loved ones that are somewhere around? Is he completely a loner? What's
That's a great question.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
I will let you have fun with that one.
I don't know, not since the fire.
I know it could really screw Theckard over if I let him have free, but I'm willing to do that for the sake of helping push the narrative. I could see him having them. I could see him being an orphan. I'm good either way.
Okay. I sort of.
He's done cooking. He's studied the first world some. He's a lore master. He does anatomy, and has tea lore. So he's not an uncultured person, but neither is he not used to wilds.
All right, I'm going to use two things, and I'm going to propose a thing, and you can decline if you like. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here are my two things. The way that I've seen Thekard interact with his companions and what he's been interested in and how he's reacted to them when situations are a certain way. I'm going to use that as inspiration for what I'm going to say. And his book learning and interest in potions and in the first world and in other things are going to interact with that too. What I'm going to say to you may or may not be helpful to you, but this is what I'm going to say. Thekard, in this moment, as he's thinking about the options, as he's looking at the map, as he's considering his learning, doesn't think that any of the directions are better. However, he's got a different pitch in his mind. Whether he says it or not is up to him. But what he thinks in this moment, based on what I've seen you say and what I've seen you do, and what you've just said about your history, is you want to investigate this in the dream of Lucas.
Yay.
In the dream of Lucas.
Yes.
How would we go about that?
Good question.
I don't know Pathfinder capabilities on dream walking and such. Does Thekard know anything, or does he have to find a way? Sort of thing. I can roll a lore master to see if he knows something.
Yeah, let's roll a lore master. Let's have some fun with it.
By in the dream of Lucas, are you talking about
Hey!
where he goes to talk to
Yes.
the forest lady?
Yes.
I have an idea on who might be able to help us and stuff,
Oh, great.
but
Because, I mean...
I don't want to necessarily metagame.
Yeah. You've got some music there, Nuts.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I know you want to talk and stuff, and yeah, it's just coming through pretty loud. Cool. So, dream. Okay.
Lore master check was 29.
Yeah. So you know that there is a spell called Dream Message. And what this is you can send a message to your target's dream. So that's not going to be necessarily helpful in that sense. There's other things. There's dream magic. You can cast a spell in a. So there is a daydream trance. Lasts for a minute or until you fall unconscious. You can voluntarily end your trance by taking a single action. You can gain some things, and you can like infiltrate dreams and have waking dreams in your trance and have people join you in your trance. So you could probably know enough to. So where this comes from is a dedication. All of that trance-based stuff.
Okay.
And while you don't have said dedication, you know about it. You know that there are probably people who could do that, those people are more likely going to be in cities, probably because there's more people to tap. And yeah, so you could gain someone's services to have someone do that for you.
Okay.
So all of that is to your knowledge. You don't think that you can do it with your current knowledge. You think you'll have to find someone who has that knowledge. But it's more likely to have that in a city, or you can gather information elsewhere to see if there's anyone in those locations. Right now, in Silverstep, or whatever it's called, Silvershore, I'm saying no, but potentially there could be something in a bigger settlement than this.
I want to ask the Hunter's Lodge people, what are they called?
Embeth Travelers.
Embeth Travelers. And the people of Silverstep, Silvershore. I want to see if any of them have had rumors about anyone who does stuff with dreams, possibly like a certain old crone, or if they know of anyone in like Varnhold has rumors of doing it.
Okay, yeah, make your check. Also, in related information,
that old lady that we talked to, you were talking
that's
about.
one that's one I mentioned.
Yeah.
I am allowing there to be options, and we see. Matt, you're saying also on that what?
also on the line of people that we want to go and see. Last week, Lucas asked a question and made a check in relation to people that are related to the Green Watch. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, very much.
in answer to your question, Lucas,
Mm-hmm.
you believe that someone who is skilled or knowledgeable in Greenwatch recently disappeared on a trek south here.
You are so mean. You are so mean.
What I'm saying is
I know what you're
that
saying.
it gives another option for that location eventually.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily do anything.
Yeah.
In addition, you just know that that's where he went missing. Whether he's there or not is another question entirely. But you know that he was traveling south, and you know that he's been missing.
Can you do me a favor and put a like purple ring down there?
Okay. Purple ring?
For yeah, just something for like a personal thing for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Perfect. Sure, I'll just. There you go. All right. Cool.
I can't see it, but I assume that you'll know it's there. It's fine.
It's there, yeah.
Okay. No worries. Thank you. That's just for me to have and see for later. Because I still want to go to the library.
Yeah.
Through Arnold.
Yeah, then let's just head out for the library and get that done, and then we can come back this way if we need to.
Okay. So, do we want to head straight there, like through the wilderness?
Before we go, would it be a society check or a diplomacy check? What is it for seeing what they know?
Society. or gather information diplomacy.
I'd click society. I can do
fine.
diplomacy if you prefer.
I don't mind.
That's a damn good check, though.
And this is what they know about people that
About
have dream knowledge.
with the proficiency in dream. Yep.
Okay. They will tell you 3 possible leads or rumors. One
Okay.
is that old Beldamy might, maybe, they don't know for sure. 2 is there's rumors that the lizard folk have experimented with dream magic. And 3, go to a city.
Okay.
Well,
Oh boy.
we're on our way to a city ish.
Oh no, that's
All right,
off in
we'll
the
do that.
city.
Cool. So, do we want to go direct? What route do we want to take?
I think you'd mentioned going
Right
via
there.
Barnhold's not a bad idea.
Yeah, like I wanted to do
So-
like this, like come around.
Because there's a road there, so we
Yeah,
have
right
a
over
small bit of non-road, and then a short road there.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
So, DM, you want to go by the like through the pass?
I'm good with however you guys want to go, but
I mean,
I
was
don't
just
mind
gonna-
ducking back and going to Bellamy or the lizards either.
I mean,
But
I
it
was
sounded
thinking
like the rest
about.
of you really want to go to the city.
Well, I was thinking about like walking around the body of water, following it around, and then walking up the river to Varnhold.
Well, if they have a boat that we can acquire in Silverstep, we
Yeah.
can just take that across to here,
And
and then it's
I'm
just a
down with
short
that.
jaunt here, and then we just go up that way, and then we're there. Like whatever's the quickest route is what I'd say go for, or take the river all the way up to here and
Yeah.
just jaunt over. It's
Sure.
whatever way is the quickest is the way that we should go,
I
because
agree.
we don't need to waste time with what's going on.
Var votes for the water. Always.
Yep. All right.
I can go swimming with you if you want.
So what's a mercantile role? Or is there one?
Mercantile roll.
Yeah, there's a
Sorry,
lore
like-
mercantile.
Oh yeah, I don't have that. I'm trying to think of like how we can acquire a boat.
Var's gonna go
You can just
look on
buy
the
Ask
dock
them.
for
Yeah,
a boat and see if there's one there and find
Yeah.
out who owns it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's
we
rent the boat.
killed the nasty elephant creature that birthed out of
Sure.
one of your people. Could we borrow a boat or
Sure.
have a cheap boat?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So give me a sec. I'm just gonna check because in talking to these people as well,
Yeah,
we're gonna potentially get some information.
cool.
Okay. And then that is.
I was supposed to get a potion that had what trade again, or an elixir? I started looking and now I lost what I had.
Anyone remember?
Something dream. Something.
I feel
trance,
like
something.
it was no. I feel like it was
no, there's
I
trade.
feel like it was transmutation.
Transmutation. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I do it right. And I had it up and I was looking and now it's gone. You know how that goes. I know you've had that happen too. You've been dreaming long enough.
LV. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna
Take your time, man. You're good.
because I have to look at what, because these people are allied with you, so they're going to give whatever information they can about what they know about these areas.
All right.
Okay, so the people of Silvershore are going to give you some general information about what to expect on these routes. They say if you travel north up through the grassland, that as long as you don't get too close to the mountains, i.e., stay to the grassland, you should have a relatively peaceful travel to get to the road and then go down from there. If you go up into the mountains, there could be some threats there, and they've heard rumors of a rock, ROC, massive bird terrorizing anyone that came near that area. If you travel by boat, they're willing to give you a boat or loan you a boat that is a fishing boat to take you across the lake. They say that if you cross like directly over and in order to go through the hills, that let's see. They say that there's a 3-mile long, wide swath of bubbling mud heated by geothermal activity over there.
Yeah, no. Let's just go up to grasslands.
And then they say if you want to go all the way across the lake and up the river, that will be difficult to do, for one, and two,
We'd be going upstream. It looks like a fairly steep mountain stream right there. You don't take a boat up that quickly.
Yeah, I think you hike up that. You don't really that flows in the wrong direction the way we want to go.
Yeah.
two, they say that there is a real chance that bad plant things are sourced further up that river.
All routes are bad. Don't go.
No. Remember, this one, they said, is going to be relatively
Yeah.
peaceful.
Yeah, it's just going to take longer.
I mean, a little bit, but given that there's
Guys.
no threats.
Guys, let's take the look. We're on a trip to a library. Do you really think they're going to want to let us in if we arrive blood spattered, dirty,
No.
filthy? Let's
No,
take
they
the
won't.
easy trip.
That's fine. Let's take the
And
easy
then
trip and just take a couple extra days. It's fine. No worries. It's all good.
we don't
Why?
necessarily have to take a couple of extra days. I mean, but can you keep walking past once the sun goes down?
Technically, yes.
All right. Well, we have a plan. It is currently, let's see. It is currently 7 in the morning on the 18th of Aridus 4722. What do you want to do?
Let's get to hike. Let's hike.
Teleport.
March.
You want to teleport? Nice.
Astral project.
I mean, if I could, I'd absolutely be. That's what I'd want to do.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of things that I want.
Survival or perception, please. Your choice.
Yeah. I don't have to change my lead. It's fine.
Okay. So you've got 2 leads, is that correct?
Well, right now, yeah. So 2 leads. So Green Watch is the secondary.
So you've got what, this down here? Green Watch.
So I've got like Lamash to like
Lamash,
anything
yeah.
related to the research is my first lead, and Green Watch is my second lead.
Okay. I will be kind to you. There's probably going to be GMs out there that want you to be a bit more specific as to what your
Yeah, that's fair. I'm
question
happy to be
is
more.
in relation
Fine.
to Lamash 2, because
No, and no, you make a good point. I should be more specific. So let's do like. So right now the conjuration of like the rituals and things like that. Let's make that my lead.
okay, so what it says, designating the subject related to the clue as the target. The subject is typically a single creature, item, or small location. The GM might allow a different scope for your investigation. You don't need to know the identity, purpose, or nature of the subject, but you do need to be aware of its existence. For instance, finding a footprint, blah blah blah. You attempt a perception or skill check designated to the subject, you get the +1. I think something like what's going on with the curse might be something, because the curse is perhaps small enough, or maybe identity, purpose, or nature of the subject. You need to be aware of its existence. Single creature, item, or small location. I mean, I want to try to. What do we think? I want to do 2 things. I like to honor players' ideas, but I also like to honor kind of what the rules are suggesting, or thereabouts, and perhaps the curse might be a bit big. What do we think?
May I make a suggestion quickly?
Yeah.
You said person, place, or small thing? Like individual person? Because I personally think that if he's going to do that, then the lead should be the cultists of Lamashtu. The people we're looking for that are doing these research, these stuff. That's what your lead should be, because those are who we need to find, because those are who we need to pointedly ask some questions.
So where are the cultists of Lamashtu, maybe?
Yeah, so the other thought would be, like, since you were talking about a curse, like, so Wood said magic. Is there a way I don't know if they're using a wand? Like maybe looking for a wand, but the cultists are fine. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
If I find a cultist, I'm gonna find whatever they're using anyway. So cultists definitely exist. They definitely exist.
Okay.
So let's
I'm
let's go that
happy
route.
with where are the cultists, like the Lamash 2 cultists at this time. And your other lead is what about the Green Watch?
The Green Watch contact that has been
Where is my Green Watch contact?
Where the Green Watch comes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Perfect. We did pretty well on our checks. I'm gonna make that be 2 days of relative peaceful travel, which means.
Can I ask you something while we're doing that?
Yes.
There is no alchemical item with transmutation, as transmutation is reserved for magical.
Okay. I would have.
I can look at just mutagen if you want, if that's what you're going for.
Yeah,
I can
let's
look
say a
at-
mutagen then. Any mutagen of common, or might I allow uncommon for this? Yeah, I'll allow uncommon for this. A mutagen of up to common or uncommon.
Mutagens all have the polymorph, which is the
Yeah,
non-magical
sure.
variant.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Do that. Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm trying to go with what your intention was, so.
Do we want to arrive at night, or do you want to arrive on the morning of the next day, please?
I prefer morning.
I would like to arrive as soon as possible, and if that's in the middle of the night, go get a room.
No, it's not going to
and
be in
get
the
up
middle
in
of the night. It's going to be like at dinner time, kind of thing.
The sooner we can arrive, the better.
That's good. No, that's fair. Like so me like Lucas prefers to do his research after resting, so that he has a clear head.
I'm going to make it 7 p.m. on Saturday, the 20th of Aridus, when you roll into Varnhold.
Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, all right. I thought you meant like when we arrived at Restoff.
No, it's taken 2 days to get to Varnhold.
Sorry. No worries.
And then you can go to Restov from here. Are you just gonna skip Varnhold?
No, we got stuff to do here. Like just seeing if.
Because you can. I don't mind you just walking straight through if you want.
I think we'd at least vaguely check in and make sure everything's good.
Yeah, let's check in.
Stop into Varnhold, check in with them to see what's going on for them with these plant monsters, everything else that goes along with that, and then give them as much of an update as we are willing to share on what they need to do to try to safeguard themselves here. Anybody who's dealing with this problem right now is going to be an ally if we can help them.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, these people are probably not going to be where they're located at the moment because I haven't used this since we left. Yep. But here is Varnhold again. So, I'm going to relocate some of these people. I'm going to relocate her here. And the rest... probably don't matter. Yeah, the rest don't matter. But you notice upon entering and like walking around and talking to people. So the last time that we were here, people were relatively good-natured and like happy-ish, even when it was raining. If we remember
Yeah,
that.
friendly and kindly, pretty much.
Something that you're noticing is that the town feels a little bit more reserved when you come in. People don't just automatically greet you on the street like they did the last time. People seem to be keeping to themselves a little bit until you go up to them. They're not rude to you, but they're not as like bouncy, up and about, generally happy.
General reaction, not a specific reaction to us, though.
No, it just seems like yeah, they're not giving us the cold shoulder or anything, but no one's like, oh, travelers.
Who's the leader of the group that we spoke to last time?
The reason I ask is because
something's going on.
Didn't we recruit people from here last time that they weren't very happy about?
I mean,
that's kind of why I was wondering if they were standoffish, because you stole some of our people, you pricks.
No.
Well, they were people that wanted to go. We didn't force them. It's not like we kidnapped them.
Correct, yeah. Okay.
You had leader approval, yeah.
So you have Caspar Morgarian, a male human cleric of Erastil. He's the town priest and councillor. We have Cephal Laurentus, a male human wizard and emissary. We have Adina and Julia Eldori, the general and warden. We have Megavan, the Lord Mayor. We have Willis Gunderson, a ambitious explorer and treasure hunter. They're the people who you have specifically met and talked with before. Although, was that these characters or was that the former one? I think it was these characters.
I think it was these.
I distinctly remember Kaldor doing stuff. So yeah.
Tarnal never made it to Varnhold. We didn't go here before they retired, and from my opinion,
cool.
Believe.
Perfect. So that is who you see, but you don't notice Adina or Julia Eldori anywhere on your first moving around.
That's not the two that died in the Invest Trump?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I know that the Erastil person is in Fenoff. Like, she came. She came over. Or was that a different?
Different.
Was it? Okay.
None of the leadership left.
Their apprentice did. Not that one.
Yeah. And yeah, you knew by word of mouth that, about, I think, the tavern keeper, because there was a daughter of a tavern keeper that came across over as well. Is that right? Something like that. Been a while since I did all of that, so
yeah, it was a tavern. It was one of the tavern keeper's daughters that decided she wanted to go with, and then somebody else that was just kind of odd and strange from what I recall.
Yeah, we haven't visited that thread for quite some time.
Yeah.
Omega Ghost Marine, hello. Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so this is where we are. This is what it is. It's a pretty nice day. People are mostly keeping to themselves, going about their business instead of literally walking up to us and shaking hands.
I took the silver tongue mutagen as the morph mutagen.
Okay. Thank you. Alright, so game's in your hands, guys. We'll use this as the final stretch of today's session. I do have a little bit longer than I would on other weeks because it is the holidays for me, school holidays. We'll use Varnhold, whatever you do here, as our kind of and the travel after. I'll just take the travel time away so that next time you can arrive at the start of the session in Restov. So that's the plan. We'll do all of the rest of whatever you guys want to do in Varnhold, and then basically at the start of next session will be arriving in Restov. So go ahead, guys.
I will suggest to Kildor that he check in with Varn and others he remembers from last time and offer to give him a swig of the silver tongue mutagen if he wants to have a boost in dialogue with them. And I will head over to the alchemist who I worked with and see if I can find out from them what's going on.
Sure, you can.
Silver tongue
Does that
mutagen
do?
gives you a item bonus to deception, diplomacy, intimidation, performance. And your critical failures become failures instead. However, you get a penalty to arcana, crafting, lore, and occultism in society checks.
Okay.
All of the
I made that.
mutagens have a downside, so
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the
And
five mutagens.
How long do they last?
10 minutes.
Okay.
I walk
Yeah.
up to
Great.
Mager, and that was what the society check was for. I want to do that before Kaldor has a chance.
yeah. So, what are you saying?
They're talking.
I just greet him, like I extend my hand and greet him, and I say, "I seems a gloomy air about anything that we can help with."
He says, "I'm not sure about helping, but yes, there's been some pretty saddening news over the last little while. Some relations of some of our most prominent citizens passed away recently. And in addition to that, we've had several people go missing as they have journeyed into the hills to our east and to our west and south. We have forbidden common folk from going that direction anymore, and have sent search parties. But at this stage, we're still in mourning for the loss of the Aldori relations. It's a big hit to both them personally and to the Aldori family as an extension. And then on top of that, having some of our people missing has put us as a town kind of into a more reserved state of mind. I apologize if that's offensive to you. It's nothing personal.
Not at all.
But that's what's been going on.
I mean, we understand about the Eldor sisters. We were at the site where they perished, and we avenged their death. We also gathered their remains and their swords and shipped them back to their homes to be laid to rest, and their swords along with them. And I'll describe what we've been seeing, like the explosions of people. But I'll do this in a hushed tone, so that I don't like rouse the people, especially this person right over here that's right near me. Hopefully he or she doesn't hear. And I'll ask if this has been a problem, this type of event.
The people going missing.
Yeah. Have you had the issue with like
The plant creatures.
the plant creatures? Yes, thank you.
They've heard rumors about it, but at this stage haven't had anything like that. No. Not personally.
I will.
But it's possible,
I will.
he says. I don't really want to say this, but it's possible that something like that is the cause of our people going missing. But let's hope that it's not that, because that would be bad.
He doesn't have any suspicions if anybody here is dealing with Lamashtu, do they?
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to see his. I want to like pay attention to his reaction when he hears that name.
Sure. Hang on. You'll have to give me a minute on this one. Lamashtu. I'm just looking through some notes about that, seeing if I can see anything on a glance. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. So there is a Church of Aristil here, and most people, even if they don't worship Aristil, kind of have a deference or at least an acceptance of that and don't really.
Which is in direct opposition to her.
I don't see right now.
I was more thinking like
anyone
criminals or anybody that was doing stupid shit they thought might be related. Things like that.
Not as far as I can see. So at this stage, he will say he's heard of Lamashtu, but he doesn't know of anyone worshipping Lamashtu or involved in cult activity related to Lamashtu.
So with that, I will thank him for his time, and I will make my way over here, and I'll just I won't go that far. I'll stand back a bit.
Yeah. So you see Adina and Jalea or Jalaya kneeling before remembrances of their cousins.
Don't bother them there.
I'm not. I'm gonna kneel down as well. But that's all that I'm gonna do, and I will let everybody else have their time.
Oh, Vrar's time is really, really easy. He listens to everything, goes with that, asks his questions about Lamash too, and then goes, well, I haven't been into town for a while now. I'm going to go to the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the blacksmith's.
Cool.
Yeah, and I was going to check with the alchemist.
Yeah. All right.
On that note, for me though, guys, I have to step. So I will
Yeah.
see you later.
Well, yeah, no worries.
Mr. Woman.
So you guys can check in with your contacts. So the horse and hammer is the blacksmith. And you've got them there. You've got cloaks for folks, which is just like a tailor for cloaks. You've got a potter here. You've got Gunderson House. Got the Water Horse, which is a 2-story inn. You've got the Church of Eristil, the Weaver's Home, Barnhold Grange, which is a barn. Got Glitter Works, which is a gem cutter. Got Stockade and Blockhouse, which is triangular fortification and fort. With all of the stuff that would be in there, and they're the main locations. Oddkeeper's Farm that you pass on the way out. But yeah, on the way in. So you check in with these. The Alchemist. What do we want to ask these people? What they know about what exactly?
See what's going on, just to see if there's anything to why they're gloomy or if they know anything about the troubles. But I also wanted to see if they had any new recipes I might be able to transcribe.
Yeah, the alchemist's partner is one of the people that went missing, so they're not in great spirits.
I would gather the intel from them then, since that's the case. Since your partner was one that went missing, where were they going? What were they doing? So if we have a chance, we can try to take a look at it. It's just helpful to know instead of just vaguely that way. It's helpful to have any details you might be able to impart on us so that we can try to help locate them.
Yep. So there was a small gathering, like we have hunters and we have gatherers nearby, like as part of like our food and things. And the hunting and gathering party went upriver this way into the hills and didn't return. They've been that way before, hunting and gathering with no issues. So this is a surprise.
Cool. Just want to see if there's anything else Alchemist had for details on it so we could try to find it. But yeah.
So they never came back with like herbs or pelts or food. They still have enough, but like, yeah, the people are gone, which is the main.
Yeah. Your people are missing. It hurts.
And that's their reason for their state. Oops, not the
Absolutely.
right one. Apologies. Yeah, Van Hall, that one. Yeah, so that's all as far as. But they'll,
I will say I will speak with my group and see if we can take a look in the area, see if we can find anything for you.
All right, they appreciate the thought, and they thank you if you do. Whatever you decide to do, he's just, a little bit. He says like he's had to like step up. You can see he's very distracted because there's two little ones running around the shop, and they wouldn't be normally because she would be looking after them. I mean, there's some parents with amongst our group, and you know what I'm talking about. When the other parent's not around, suddenly gets a lot harder.
It's a problem.
Yep. Been there, done that.
So he's a bit distracted. He's handling
offer
it.
To lend a hand while we're in town with the alchemical aspects. I can't exactly do the parenting one since that's not my skill set.
He appreciates that and will very readily accept that while you're here. All right, and at the
however, I guess Whoredom could play with the kids. That might work.
At the Horse and Hammer, you learn that the apprentice, one of the apprentices, is also with the people that went missing. Was sent off to gather some fireweed and other things to help with crafting, and was also amongst the people that didn't return. It's not a family member, but it's still a little bit of a blow to the smithy, as it's like one of his two apprentices.
Does he know which direction they went?
Yeah, just as described. It's the south with all of the rest. Like it was a few people. It's like we're talking about half a dozen or so.
Never
people.
hurts to triangulate things.
I'll ask him for more details, like when they left, and how they were traveling. And
so all of this was yesterday. They never arrived home, and this morning there's still nowhere to be seen.
They were expected to be back the same day.
Yes.
So they weren't going terribly far.
No.
I'll see if we can go and look for them.
Okay.
I also want to see if they have any new stock.
They would. Is there something specific that you're looking for?
No.
They do, but Matt doesn't.
I'm
not faulting you, to be clear. I've been there so many times in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so they would have other things available.
We can discuss that during the week.
Yeah, if you want to have a quick look around, or if you want me to have a quick look around and see if there's anything that might be here that might catch your eye, I can try. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have time, but I will try. But yeah, always if there's something that you feel like every time you've told me, hey, I want this rune or I want whatever, I've tried to make it available for you, and I think I've done everything on the list that anyone's said. Yeah, sometimes it's been a couple of weeks or whatever in game, but you've always gotten it, so I'm always happy to have stuff if you find it. Otherwise, yeah, I'll try and have a look in the week. Cool. Can someone write a note in the campaign for that, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And like I was saying, if they had any more rare alchemical recipes, I would be interested in those, but
Yep,
I
put that
also
in the
understand
notes,
that.
and I
Yep.
will see. It is
Have a good night, everybody.
likely that that is the case. There's likely to be one, but I'm going to have to look it up. All right, bye. So yeah, we now on to only two of you, so we'll wrap up here. Does it seem to you both that it's more likely that the start of next session then will instead be looking for these people? Is that, or
I
are
would
we...
be pushing. I'd be
I would
pushing
be pushing
strongly
for
for
it
that because I wouldn't
yeah.
want to leave people out there. I mean, that's kind of my thing is to help defend
I'm
people
with you
who
on
can't
that.
defend themselves.
Okay.
It's not cool to leave people
And these are our allies.
in a bad situation, especially when they're supposed to be friends of yours.
All right.
Not cool.
So in that case, that will probably be the start
It's
of
your
next
fault
session.
you introduced it.
It's okay.
Distracting us from the library.
I mean, so it's my responsibility to give you the threads that are here. Okay.
I know. We're not faulting you. Just picking on you. But we can't play our character realistically if we ignore people in need and we say we care about people, right?
Well, yeah. Absolutely. So that will be the start of next session, that little search, however long that takes, to see if we can find out what happened. And then our orientation is going to be traveling north, first to Niktava's Crossing, and then to Restov to do some more research. Thank you to everyone that's been here, both as players and as viewers. I appreciate all of you, and it's always a pleasure to be running this game. Great to see everyone. Thank you especially to the players. Really appreciate you taking time out to do this, and looking forward to the continuance of the story. We're going to be looking for someone to raid out to, so I'm going to jump over now
Single step gaming
to the finishing ending screen. Single step gaming, thank you. So we are going to raid them. We are going to do a raid message so that you guys can copy and paste that and give these guys some love. We are going to also ban that bot. And yeah, so thank you all for being here again. Really appreciate everyone. Please look after yourselves and take care of yourselves and be kind to one another. And from me, Matt and Hat, and from all of us here, we'll catch you on the flip side next time. Be tuned in on Thursday night for some Neverwinter Nights 2. I believe that's going ahead. Should be. And on Saturday night for some Cyberpunk Red on DMX's channel. Thank you, and we'll catch you soon.